Welcome to the shit show. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of clots. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, hey, what the fuck? And then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. Yeah, it all over again.
Hello, hello. Goodness, a lot's happened the last day or so. Let's see. So, anybody watching this on the replay, I hope you had a decent New Year's Eve. Apparently, lots happened in the last day or two. So, I guess we will get on that. Let's see. Oh, if we do have any Oklahoma viewers, specifically like Oklahoma County. And hello, lovely Sherry, and Happy New Year's to you. Lots of hugs. But if we have any, especially registered voters in Oklahoma County, this is going on. So do check that out. And if you are in Oklahoma, go sign that petition because child services has apparently been doing some crazy shit for a long time to a lot of people. So they're getting a petition together to do a grand jury to, hopefully, give them hell. So, all right. So let's see. Sharing. And how was your New Year's? All right. Present screen. Get into all the mess that's been going on. I was feeling kind of lazy and I kind of didn't want to stream tonight, but if I don't, I'm just going to be so behind all the news if I don't. Right on, right on. I try to go to sleep early. I think I went to sleep at 3, which is pretty decent for me. My idea of a wild New Year's is me and my honey had a little bonfire thing outside and tried out a new telescope, which, at least in my opinion, isn't as good as I was hoping it would be, but maybe that's normal for those. I don't know. Hey, Bone. Meow. I'm glad to see you here. So, our first article, of course. First severe human infection of bird flu virus in the U.S. shows signs of mutation. I don't know if y'all remember, but remember how they were like this lab got in trouble because they had published basically a recipe for creating a virus, and their lab specified in testing and creating viruses that could jump from animal to human, which is not something that's really generally supposed to happen. And now we have this. Let me see. Actually, let me see if I could pull up the article from the other month showing that. Let's see. Virus recipe. Oh, stupid computer. My keyboard likes to do that. Virus recipe leaked. Let's see. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Let's see. Lab leaks. How to make. Wow, I guess that story might be hidden now. I showed it like a month ago. Darn, if I realized they were going to hide this, I would have had my live stream, like the prior one, queued up and ready. Yikes. Yeah, that story is missing at the moment. Well, shit. Been noticing that happening recently. Anywho. A patient in Louisiana became severely ill after contracting highly pathogenic avian influenza. The U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention announced in a statement on Thursday. What's today? Okay. This is the first serious case of bird flu affecting a human reported in the U.S. since the outbreak began. An analysis of the virus revealed the existence of a mutation that affects the virus's ability to attach to infected cells. The virus to attach to infected cells? Or to attach to cells? Because the way they're wording it, it sounds like the cells would have to be infected for the virus to be able to attach. But either way, generally, diseases that are common in animals should not generally be able to jump to people. So, yeah. And then this lady that will play this bit, Dr. Lena Wynn says, for bird flu, we should have learned our lessons from, the word that YouTube doesn't like. So this is muted, and I will make the captions a bit bigger so we can see them. But I don't know if you remember, but she was like the face of telling people to, the other face of telling people to get stuck in the shoulder. People refer to her as a CDC shill. Like, I remember her face. I don't know if y'all do, but I do. Oh, hey, Kronos. My New Year's was pretty all right. I hope yours was good too. That's a bit odd. Hold on. Let me back that up. We now have 66 cases of bird flu in humans. Hold on. Let me go look at that real quick. Didn't that article let me go see if I can find the article again. All right. So I guess this is the first severe infection shown in a person. Okay. So I guess the other ones aren't severe. Is that what they're saying? Oh, well. Yeah, it's muted because I don't want to get a copyright hit. That's why I made the captions bigger. I always do that because, they don't like us sharing news. I've seen other channels that can do it, but like if I share anything, I get in trouble. They're saying the bird flu has been around for a long time. 30 years. Really? Yeah, they're trying to tie it in with the flu virus, saying you could have both. This is probably going to be nothing but propaganda to get people scared again, just like they did in 2020. Hey, Daniel, how are you doing? But yeah, she says we should have learned our lesson from, that. Well, I kind of did. So I'm not falling for this. I didn't fall for it last time either, but definitely not now after seeing what we've seen. Now, on to this. So I'm sure everybody's heard about this crazy shit that happened in New Orleans. And of course, the first thing I wanted to know is how the hell the barricades weren't up. Because I was born in New Orleans, and I moved away, and then I went back and lived there for a while, and then came back again. So I'm quite familiar with Bourbon Street and their barricades they have up most of the time, especially in the evenings. So the fact that this guy could get through is crazy. And the fact they're saying that, well, their normal barricades were being repaired, I'm like, I don't know. Hold on. Bourbon Street bollards, which is what I guess they call them, were being replaced before terror attack. Yeah, this is basically what they're looking like. And so, part of it is incompetence, partially. See, they could have had other stuff up, and now they're claiming they did. So, I don't know. But hold on. So, a key safety measure used in New Orleans French Quarter was under renovation ahead of deadly terror attack on New Year's Day in Bourbon Street. The project, which began in November, was slated to be completed early 2025. Well, I don't know how long it takes to fix these little things or improve upon them. But the bollards are used to control crowds and traffic. They are short stainless steel removable posts that can be securely locked behind each crosswalk, and they usually do. According to the statement on the city's website, the bollards on Bourbon Street were removed and expected to be replaced within 3 to 4 week window. That should have been a month. So if it was getting done in November, or it started being worked on in November, and they should have just about had it done. The bollards on Bourbon expected to be replaced were between Canal and St. Anne. Now, I don't know if you've ever been there, but between Canal and St. Anne is almost the entire length of the French Quarter. It's quite a ways. At least the main part of the French Quarter, I should say. Let's see. Actually, I might be able to pull that up for you, actually, and let you see a map of what I'm talking about. England. Why the hell are they trying to show me England? Not fucking England, dingus. There. Oh. There. I've always found these maps really confusing, that place. Gretna. No. I am trying. Huh. There's New Orleans. Ah. There we go. So that's Canal Street. The Royal Sonesta. Okay, so the Royal Sonesta should be on Bourbon. So, yeah, I do believe it is. So that's Canal to St. Anne. So almost the entire length of it, or at least half of it. And they didn't have their barricades up like they were supposed to. Now, they are claiming they did have some kind of barricade in place. Let me see if I can pull that up for you. Oh, I'll get to that in a minute. Witnesses are saying on the scene say the bollards were not in place at the time of the attack. But I did find something else that I found suspicious. Oh yeah, it does. It's a pain in the ass. Well, he swerved around a cop, actually. So, I don't know. Okay. Apparently the Facebook page I had up over here is gone. Getting a bit odd. All right, here. So this, okay, I guess I'm going to have to download this to make it work because I can't just. All right. So this is what they're claiming was installed. These hydraulic steel barriers were installed on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. They were supposed to be raised at between 5 p.m. and 5 a.m. And yeah, a lot of times that's about when time the barricades come up. Although, like, usually it's those little steel ones I originally showed you. So I feel like this would be more effective than those. But apparently these were supposedly there, but they weren't raised. So somebody left them down. Interesting, the timing of doing that, huh? That sure I found it pretty interesting. Why does it always smell of higher ups? Right? Because it usually is, truth be told. Like, I wish some shit was clean and normal and just be like, oh no, it is exactly what it looks like. No, it's not, and it never is, unfortunately. And let's see. Oh, I already had a map up. On here, it's listed. It says French Quarter incident on this. The other map I showed you, for some reason, didn't show that, but it does here. But it actually kind of happened from right here, starting right here. The cop was parked here. Like, if I can find that person's thing they had posted, I'll show it to you. But it shows him turning right here, like, and just careening through. God damn, that stupid thing keeps popping up. Anyway, but careening from here all the way this way. Damn. Do I have that video up, maybe? Oh, yes. I do want to show you this, though. This is supposed to be on this side, though. Anyway, so people are saying they think it's an ISIS flag. This is the guy they said did it. That's kind of wild. They say that he was an Army veteran, they believe. And they're claiming that he had an ISIS flag in the back of his truck. And looking at this looks like someone tried to draw it with shoe paint. But they're trying to compare it to this. Now, the problem with this is that this flag is upside down. This part is supposed to be at the top. And if this is what it looks like, then why does he have this flag attached upside down? I find it a little odd. Here, let's see. I did wonder if this might be something else because was it like this? I didn't know if this was bound up and twisted up, that it could be the letter N on a flag similar to this, because they say he was a veteran, and the flag is all bound up and stuff, making it kind of hard to see it. This had that kind of, some writing at the bottom that could be one of these letters. Not necessarily this. And like I said, this is upside down. Like, you can take your Google Lens and have it translate that picture, and it will translate it upside down because the flag is upside down. And any jihadist would know that, and they would not have attached the flag upside down on their vehicle. It doesn't make sense. I do wonder, though, like, a theory I had is if he was made to do this, like, I don't know all the rules for flags, but for the U.S. flag, if your flag is upside down, it's a sign of distress. So I don't know if he put this on upside down, hoping to get someone's attention or not. I don't know. But I don't know. The whole thing is fucking bizarre. Why did they cover it up right away? I don't know. I sent you a video showing how the truck got inside around the... Oh, good. Where did you send it? Did you send it on Twitter or where did it go? Did you send it up here? Nope. Send it over here? Yes. All right. Perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. So there's him right there for everybody who wants to know. And now from this angle, to me it doesn't look like there's a bound up flag on the back of his truck. Like when he gets further down, it kind of looks like there's one, kind of, but from this angle so far, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, it's kind of odd looking. There's some laughing in the background of the video. Paying no attention. Anyway, here is a cop. A lot of times the cops will park sideways on the roads to kind of make sure that people don't go down there, just to find out there's a barricade and have to turn around. So a lot of times the cops will be parked right here. That's very common. And this is where he loses his fucking shit. And the cop gets out and he's like, what the fuck? And goes over to help the people over here. That did not take that ambulance long to kick in, did it? Well, right there, you can kind of see what looks like that little flagpole in the back, but it doesn't look much like there's anything on it. Like I can barely see the little stick, but it doesn't really look like there's a flag or anything on it. Especially something that's a little more lumpy and noticeable like this. I think they just took the picture upside down and put it on the floor. Well, that's possible, but still, they're trying to compare it to this. So a flag that's upside down, they're trying to compare to this that has lettering at the bottom of the flag. And that's kind of what I'm getting at, though. Because these people right here, they may have put the flag upside down, just took a picture from whatever angle because they couldn't read Arabic and didn't care. But would he have put his flag on that little flagpole that way, though? That's what I'm kind of getting at. So people are using a flag that's not exactly accurate in its positioning to justify that this is what this is. And so it just seems a bit odd to me. I mean, it does sort of look like a jacket or a windbreaker, kind of. It's hard to really see it properly. Although it does seem to have an eyelet here, which a flag would have, but a hoodie and stuff would not. I wish this thing let you zoom in on pictures a little bit. Because I kind of want to see what this is. Actually, you know what? Let me do that. Edit. Magnify image. Okay. Damn it. Fuck. Oh, here it is. Magnify image. Someone's shooting fireworks outside. Okay, I think that looks like someone threw down one of those little noisemakers from New Year's Eve. Like they threw it on top of the truck, which, you know, that's part of the course of New Orleans, I guess. But I don't know what that is. Yeah, this looks like it was painted with shoe polish or something. Because it kind of looks like it was drawn on with those like little tubes of shoe polish or like those bingo markers, you know? So you know what I'm talking about, right? That's what it looks like it was painted with. Seems a bit strange. Yeah, you can see a little scrap of paint. And if you look at the the creases in it. Whatever this is was brand new out of a package. See if there's anything else that we might take a peek at. I don't know what that is. Must be some. I don't know what that is. That looks weird. Oh well. And there is rumor that there was two other people possibly in the vehicle with him, or that he didn't act alone. I certainly would be interested in finding out what they mean by that, or by who. I don't know my forensics. Paint markers. Yeah, kind of like paint markers. It's have you ever seen people who write just married on their back window glass? It looks like those tubes that you would do that with. That's what that looks like. And I guess they're wanting us to think it's an ICE flag. But as I showed you on the thing, for the writing to be on the bottom, it would have to imply the flag was upside down. So, and since I see it's made out of a paint, I'm going to assume this is not the case. Because as soon as somebody saw a black and white flag, they automatically assumed ISIS. But that's not always the case. This is a black and white flag a veteran would also have. And this is the upright. I found this to what is it I'm looking give you a point of reference. So yeah, the circle with the writing inside on the bottom and the writing up here at the top. That's how it's actually supposed to be held. So just so you know. So anybody who would do this, I feel like they would have put the flag on correctly. And that's what bugs me. I know it's a small thing, but that's why it doesn't feel genuine. You know what I mean? Like, I don't doubt this happened. I'm not questioning that. I'm questioning the motive and what was behind it, instead of just, accepting whatever narrative they tell us. Okay, close that down because that was just a point of reference, really. But yeah, we definitely have to wonder why the barricades weren't up, because if they had the hydraulic wall that is supposed to come up, the question is, why was it not? Yeah. Anyway, anyone who wears a mask is a coward. Oh, okay. The guys that were holding the flag. Okay, I was wondering where that came from for a second. I was like, what? A lot of people wear a flag. Oh, I'm sorry, wear a flag. Wear a mask. We only say that technically about these guys, because a lot of special forces people wear flag. What is wrong with me tonight? What the fuck? My mind's all in a fluster from all of this. It's kind of weird to see shit going on in the place I used to live. I guess so. Anyway, but lots of different people wear masks. We say that they're a coward, but I mean, but hell, even SWAT teams oftentimes might wear something to cover their face. I'm not saying approve of it, but anywho. So then I stumbled across this, and I don't think it's necessarily connected, but there seems to be a lot of shit going on in general. Oh, actually, I did want to show you something else real quick. Now, there's a video on this guy on TikTok. The Daily Mail found it. The guy who's supposed to be suspected of doing the New Orleans thing. Apparently, they said he was shot dead at the scene, which I'm not hearing a lot of, but it does seem like something that would probably happen. But apparently, it shows he worked for some company and he was advertising it. Blue Meadow Proper something Midas Group. I don't know. But if y'all want to check that out, you're welcome to do so. But I found this odd as well. Man arrested after car swerves into pedestrian celebrate. Hold on. Sorry. But apparently pedestrians were swerved into in London as well. They're about 6 hours ahead of us. But it's weird how we kind of didn't hear about that until the shit in New Orleans happened. So I find that a little, right? Find that a little bit odd. Because you had the thing that happened in Germany, and then the thing of the UK, New Orleans, and I think one happened in New York as well. But hold on, y'all. Sorry, my kitten had to talk to me for a minute. Sorry about that. Honey, he he does not mean that you're a coward. He means people who do crimes and hide their face. Although technically, we also laugh at people who do crimes and don't bother to hide their face. We do kind of make fun of them, to be fair. What a way to start the new year. No shit. I know, right? I did see that. I didn't want to keep everybody here all night, so some stories I had decided to just kind of not cover, just because, But it's been an interesting couple of days for sure. Now, let's see. So, a Virginia man had the largest homemade bomb stockpile in FBI history. That's impressive. That's definitely an interesting goal to make. Holy shit. A Virginia man was arrested on December 17th, and we're only now fucking hearing about it, after federal agents seized 150 pipe bombs from his house and a 20-acre farm outside Newport News. I know this town called Newport News. Largest stockpile of homemade explosives ever found by the FBI, prosecutors say. Brad K. Spatford, 36, was arrested and charged for possessing an unregistered short barrel rifle. Funny how that always seems to be the case, because I think that's what started Ruby Ridge too, wasn't it? He had a rifle or a shotgun. They said it was a little bit shorter than it should have been, like an inch shorter than it should have been, and they created all that fucking havoc. So, let's see. Although the U.S. officials may pursue additional counts, his friend and former neighbor, according to court records, was a government informant who chatted with Spatford for years and wore a wire to secretly record one visit in October. See, wow. So this guy, I know that this is probably not the takeaway they want me to have, but this guy pretended to be his friend for years. Holy shit. How the hell are you supposed to be able to trust anybody? Again, I'm sure that's not the message this article is trying to send, but that's the message I'm seeing. Remember when I said if you ever do some crazy shit, never tell anybody that you're going to do it. And definitely don't brag, because that's how you get caught. You got ops all around you, as they say. But his friend and former neighbor, according to court, was a government informant for years. For years. Holy shit. How much tax dollars did we waste with him being friends with this guy for years? How many barbecues and family birthday parties did we fucking fund for their friendship? I'm sorry, but damn. Every time they went to the bar, it's probably on the taxpayer's dime. Shit. And wore a wire secretly to record one visit in October. One visit in October. This happened in December, but okay. According to prosecutors, the informant described how Spatford voiced support for political assassinations, boasted of keeping unregistered firearms, used photographs of President Joe Biden for target practice. I mean, to be fair, the FBI and the ATF have been known for using paper targets that look like pregnant women. Okay, people had a lot to say about that like about 10 years ago. So, and almost nobody likes Biden. They only wanted him because they just wanted somebody who wasn't Trump, really. So it's not illegal to use a photograph of the president for target practice. They're just trying to make him sound bad. But honestly, this sentence right here actually kind of wins me, to be honest. Maybe not the rest of it, but yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of support that too. Don't tell nobody. If you have one of those, no, you don't. Okay? There's a lot of propaganda connected to the news that you're going to hear. But if you're going to hear anybody's, because just because it's propaganda doesn't make it necessarily wrong. But here's my propaganda to you. If you have unregistered stuff, no, you don't. And you're not telling anyone you do. Don't ever tell anyone you do. I don't care if it's your friend since high school or your sister or your brother. Don't tell none of them. You can't trust any motherfuckers these days. I mean, hell, this guy admitted this guy has pretended to be his friend for fucking years. I'm so stuck on that kind of dedication. Like, honestly, I wish they'd worked that hard on stopping child trafficking or human trafficking in general. But they had this guy hanging out and being friends with Spadford for years. They wasted tax money on that. I'm still hung up on that. But apparently he supported political assassinations. I think we've all been there. Boasted about keeping unregistered firearms, which is half of my Facebook friends. It's a joke. Used photographs of the president. You know what? I think that's kind of funny. And had blown off 3 of his own fingers years earlier while making explosive device. Yeah, you got to be careful. You can't do that too many times. Fuck. Bro, that's not good. A law enforcement search of Spadford's farm in Isle of Wight County turned up 150 pipe bombs, assessed as the largest seizure by number of finished explosive devices in FBI history. Woo! Most of the bombs were found in the garage, detached from the main property. Well, it's smart to have it detached from the main property. Apparently, he did learn some lessons. You don't want it connected to your actual house. Some bearing handwritten markings that read lethal. Oh, sounds like a weird thing to warn about, but okay. Agents said in court documents that they also found a vest with explosives, a jar filled with explosive compound next to some food in the freezer inside the garage. That's not a smart place to put it. Various bomb-making tools and materials, an unsecured backpack with explosives in a bedroom labeled "No Lives Matter." That's so fucked up. That is so nihilist. Damn. An apparent reference to an extremist ideology that promotes anarchist violence and mass killing. No. It may have been adapted for that, but No Lives Matter started out as a humorous thing to kind of make fun of all these different lives mattering. So it must have been taken up by, slightly more extremist bunch, but that was just more of a nihilist thing, really. Prosecutors said Spadford lives with his wife and 2 kids, and that his wife thought the firearms were registered and was not aware of the explosive stockpile. Authorities detonated most of the explosive devices at the scene and tested a subset. I don't know what that means. According to the court filing, they just detonated those at the scene. Well, I'm sure that had the whole neighborhood. Well, it's 20 acres. I mean, I guess you could do it. Still got to be kind of crazy, though. According to the FBI, the government informant reported that Spadford and his friends are preparing for something that Spadford would not be able to do alone, and that he was making approximately 50 rounds of ammunition per day. I don't think it's illegal to make your own ammunition, though. I know they like adding these bits of accoutrement onto the normal charges to make it sound more ferocious, but half the time when they're tacking extra stuff on, it's stuff that's not technically by itself even illegal. Like when they accused Chris of money laundering because they found cash on him, and they found a money counter, and they put that down as money laundering paraphernalia, even though there is no law about having a thing that will count your dollar bills for you. So sometimes they do make things sound a little more extra when it's not actually necessary. I feel like the bomb vest and stuff was probably enough. But okay. Approximately 50 rounds of ammunition per day. Well, the prices are getting kind of high. And he discussed putting a 360-degree turret on top of his property. That sounds fucking awesome. That's probably not what they want me to say. But dude, can you imagine putting down those zombies and shit if the apocalypse happens? A 360-degree turret would make things in The Walking Dead way easier. Just saying. And he wants to put it on his property. But it's if it's his property, I assume he can do that. As well as conspiracy theories that missing children in the news had been taken by federal agents to be trained as school shooters. That's actually not a bad one. I assume the kids that go missing are just trafficked. But, I don't necessarily think he's wrong about this. I mean, I do believe the feds do have quite a bit to do with the school shootings. I mean, even if they're not the ones that made it happen, they stood by and let it happen. So I do, I'm not 100% disagreeing with this guy here on some of his ideas. I'm going to be honest. This sounds like something I would have said. I mean, I never came up with this one, but I feel it's plausible. Several weeks after the assassination attempt of the then president candidate Donald Trump in Pennsylvania, the defendant stated that he hoped the shooter doesn't miss Kamala. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Bob, get off my couch. Sorry. Referring to Vice President Kamala, then Democrat nominee. Yeah, that's probably not one you should go around saying. Because I say some wild shit, but I didn't even say that. Even I didn't go there. Like, damn. Yeah, he probably should not have said that. It's not help. An attorney for Spafford who faces a prison sentence of up to 10 years if convicted of unregistered firearm charges declined to comment Tuesday. Yeah, if they think they're not going to do well with that, they're probably going to add on the other explosive stuff onto it. But so far, they're just going for unregistered firearm. Okay. Spafford boasted to the confidential source that his short barrel rifle was not registered with the federal officials, as required by law, according to prosecutors. Defense attorney noted that in a court filing that prosecutors are not alleging that Spafford ever threatened to use that gun in the commission of any crime. Wow. Okay. A federal magistrate judge in Norfolk ruled that Spafford could be detained pending trial at his mother's home with electronic monitoring. Prosecutors in Eastern District of Virginia are appealing the ruling to a federal district judge. Spafford will remain in jail at least until that process concludes. There was no evidence introduced that Spafford is a danger to the community. In fact, the evidence shows that he had never used any explosive device, never threatened to use one, and never threatened any individual or group, attorney Lawrence Woodward and Jeffrey Schwartz said in a filing on New Year's Eve. So, yeah. But that's what I'm curious about, because they said there's no evidence introduced that he had any plans of hurting anyone or anything, correct? That's what we see right here. But where was it? Somewhere it said that he wanted to get some of his friends together to do something he wouldn't be able to do by himself. So I'm trying to figure out where that is. Oh, okay. According to an affidavit by the government informant, reported that Spafford and his friends are preparing to do something that Spafford would not be able to do alone. So I am confused on which one is the lie and which one is the truth. Now, I'm more inclined to believe the FBI are liars. I mean, hell, they're willing to waste your tax dollars having some informant be some guy's friend for years. Like, how long do you have? For years? Like, at what point do you just say, you know what, the project's done, the guy's not doing anything? You know, years? That doesn't sound like he was an immediate threat. I think they just don't like that people can defend themselves in an epic way. I think that might have been it, honestly. Because he had all this stuff. He was doing all this shit. But at the moment, all they're charging him for is unregistered firearm? Come on now. I mean, half the stuff they're accusing him of isn't actually illegal. Making your own ammunition, talking about putting a turret on top of, he probably means on top of his house, not just on top of his property, on top of his house. And had a conspiracy, or a theory, I should say, about kids being taken by federal agents and trained. Yeah. I hope whoever his friend is, I hope all the others stop being his friend. Like, damn. And if you know somebody for years, that means you would have to have, like, what, a fake house and a fake family or something? Like, you'd have to have a lot to be someone's friend for years and have them confide in this stuff into you, you know? Like, that's kind of wild, though, isn't it? So here so they said that he was going to do something that required others to be involved. and then say, oh, there's no evidence introduced that he was a threat to anyone or anything. So I feel like, I don't know. I want to see more on that situation. I do, because I feel like there's some fucking worse shit going on here. Because I mean, this article right here contradicts itself. Hold on, kids. Sorry, it's my daughter again, and she brought me sushi. Sorry. It's hard to resist that. You can't. Not making light of disaster. I do try to find a little bit of humor in this. Oh my god. Into a subway truck or a subway track? Train. Oh, subway train. Got you. Where was that at? Well, I try to get a little bit of everything from different sources just so we can kind of get a general idea of like what's being said. But the fact that this contradicts itself in like two places, like, yeah, that's basically what I'm here to point out. What people are saying and what they're sort of saying. Anywho, next article. For those who are in Oklahoma or just want to be outraged in general, Stitt posts on graduation requirements spark outrage. What is classroom to careers? Well, that is him being, well, a lot of Republicans, fellow Republicans, are calling him a communist for it. He wants to require kids to graduate. He wants them to join like a tech school, like a trade school, military, or college. Well, not everybody has money for that, for one. Maybe not everybody wants to go die for some rich man's war. But also, a lot of times people graduate, especially here in Oklahoma, a lot of people graduate and go work on their family's business or farm. So, like, is he going to threaten to not let people graduate if they don't meet that? A social media post made by Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt has sparked confusion and frustration among parents who see a potential change in the state's graduation requirement as forcing their children into the military or careers if they don't attend college. Oklahoma has no such law or initiative, but commentary on comments made by the governor led to widespread circulation. Well, that's a policy he was wanting to implement, so they're trying to make it sound like it's not such a big deal now. December 27th, Stitt shared a post on social media, Classroom to Careers, that detailed 4 elements of education in Oklahoma that were addressed over 2024, including high school graduation requirements and credit for career tech programs. In the caption of the post, the governor said that Oklahoma is turning classrooms into career launch pads and that we want to prepare every student for success in the workplace. And just on the surface, that sounds okay. But again, there are a lot of family businesses and farms here in Oklahoma. So not everybody's going to join the military or, need a tech school or whatever. Plus, again, it goes right back to my root issue of it's not the government's fucking business. If somebody decides that they don't want to do anything after they graduate, that's their business. They might not even be staying here. They might, as soon as they graduate, leave state and go somewhere else. So, again, this is not Stitt's fucking business. He just wants to keep looking like he's doing something while, and he's hoping this will probably distract us from the fact that he's letting China buy off a bunch of our fucking land. But whatever, I guess. Over the weekend, the governor drew backlash as parents and educators read Stitt's comments as potentially requiring students to be accepted into college, a trade school, or join the military in order to graduate. Well, my daughter's 17, and I'll give that man hell right on his front step. I will. Such a fucking idiot. Honestly, if they had elected me instead of this idiot, this shit would not be happening. I know I say that every time there's an article about Stitt, but it's fucking true. These fears appear to stem from Stitt's subsequent comments about the post to news outlets where he stated 3 pathways as strong options for Oklahoma students post-graduation. Oklahoma does not have a law forcing college, career tech, or military attendance in high school students to graduate. Well, they're probably saying that now, but I think what it was is that was something he was going to do, and he got so much backlash, they're trying to backpedal it now. But I saw his Twitter. I saw his tweet because I follow that stupid fuck because I want to know what crap he's up to this time. So, yeah, they're trying to backpedal it and make it not sound like such a big deal. I think he was testing the water, see what he could get away with. We still got another, year or two of this idiot. All right. Oh, hi, Acme. How are you? Happy New Year's. Oh, hey, Canada RV. Sorry I didn't see you up there. Welcome, and I hope you had a good New Year's. Oh, and a Raquel messaged me. Shit. Oh, boy. I'm trying to find the right face. There we go. She sent me crazy messages and some dramas going on YouTube. So I'm like, oh, snap. All right, next article. Man, there's so much that Zelensky says Ukraine war will end once Trump takes power. And not to get anybody worked up, Nuki, what are you doing under the couch? Yeah, the cat was under the couch. But I try to be fair leaning. I try to lean right in the middle so I can talk shit about both sides. And I know I lean a little too hard into one or the other. But I do have to say, it does look crazy that I think this war started a little after Biden took office, but is going to stop as soon as Trump is back in. Wouldn't it be weird? And I don't know if there's any way to even look to see if there's a connection of whether or not somehow this was pushed by Republicans to punish whoever because Trump didn't get back in office. I don't know. I'm just saying the whole thing seems wild. I don't know. But also could simply be that Trump said, hey, listen, you're not going to get any more fucking welfare checks off of us. This shit stops when I get in office. And Zelensky could have been like, oh, okay, well, let me tell everybody it was my idea, but okay. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Ukraine president, I'm not trying to do that. Zelensky said on Tuesday that he believes that President-elect Trump will be able to bring peace and end Putin's aggression once he takes office. Okay. Newsweek reached out to Trump's transition team and the Ukrainian Foreign Ministry for comment via email outside business hours. Zelensky's message that he believes that Trump will be able to end the war and achieve peace is significant because he has previously clashed with the president-elect on his plan to end the conflict, and this signifies that he may be more amenable to negotiation with Russia. Well, he should. I think he's got about all the money he can get out of us. He's gotten billions. I don't know how many billions, but I know it's a fucking lot. It's more than you and I will ever see. As Ukraine's war with Russia approaches its 4th year in February, many hope Trump will follow through with his promise to end the war in his second term. The president-elect has said on numerous occasions that he would end the war within 24 hours and has nominated Keith Kellogg, a retired lieutenant general, to serve as the special envoy to facilitate peace negotiations between Kiev and Moscow. Well, at least this time he actually hired somebody who might be qualified for the job. That's good. He's been kind of putting people in some weird fucking cabinet positions. At least that one sounds reasonable. In his video for the New Year, Zelensky noted previous conversations with Joe Biden, with Trump saying, "I have no doubt that the new American president wants and will be able to bring peace and an end to Putin's aggression." He understands that the former is impossible without the latter. Because of this is not a street brawl where the two sides need to be pacified. This is a full-scale aggression by a deranged state against a civilized one. Sure. And I believe that together with the United States, we are capable of strength to force Russia into a just peace. I don't know. I can't imagine it's very easy to force Russia into much of anything. Especially the way America has been trying to cock-block Russia on all these different angles, including how he was trying to get, gas and stuff through Syria. Remember we talked about that about 2 live streams back, that he was getting gas through Syria, and now that Syria is down, it's fucking up Putin's ability to get fuel to where it needs to go. Fucking up his money. So I don't know. Trump and his advisors have reportedly come up with a peace plan that would include freezing all conflict on the front line, implementing a demilitarized zone, and allowing both countries to retain the territory they have seized. Okay. The president-elect's peace plan would also involve delaying Kiev's ascension to NATO by 20 years and placing the EU and UK peacekeepers in Ukraine. So they won't be able to join for about 20 years. That's kind of wild. Zelensky has previously voiced his discontent with Trump's peace plan, and his concern with pushing for peace too quickly would mean detrimental concessions for... Yeah, that's... Okay, so he was basically told this is how it's going to be, and he's just not liking it. Okay, that's what I thought might have actually happened. Okay. He also said that he believes that Trump really wants a quick decision, that it could be possibly result of the loss of Ukraine territorial integrity. Russia has also said it is unhappy with portions of Trump's peace plan. Well, that's kind of the thing, though. You can't make one side happy and not the other. You got to both be at least a little bit unhappy for it to be fair. Despite both Russia and Ukraine's issues with Trump's peace plan proposal, Kellogg echoed that the president-elect's statements about concluding the war quickly, as said that he believed that the war would be resolved in the next few months. I wonder if there's any chance we'll get any of our fucking money back. All right. Let's see. He has small dictatorship, right? Russia makes beet soup. What do you expect? Beet soup? I'm not sure that's really the thing they make anymore. But anyway. So, next article. So, again, Hamas is accused of launching a missile at Israel. And I swear to God, they use the same fucking picture for like the last couple of years. I'm wondering if anybody... This feels like this was a staged photo op, but like... I don't know. I looked at it earlier just to see. So yeah. Yeah, it's the same one they've used for a long time. Like, it's kind of makes it kind of, I don't know. Always the same fucking picture. I think they just use a photo op. I don't even think Hamas is as impressive as they're claiming it is. At the beginning of the new year, the terrorist group Hamas launched rockets from the Gaza Strip toward the southern regions of Israel, reports the IDF. Terrorists fired 2 missiles from the central part of Gaza Strip toward the southern city of... Well, we're about to go find out. Curious where that is compared to everything else. Okay. So they said from the middle. So somewhere in this vicinity, I guess. I wish it would let me like copy this name down so I could oh. Let's see if we can get an idea of what this looks like. Because the area is pretty torn up, but it doesn't show it being torn up. In fact, it doesn't show anything. I have checked areas like they're showing it's been destroyed, and nowhere on these maps do they show it's destroyed. And I think that's wild because I checked down here and it says 2024. I think they're trying to keep the place from any of us seeing how torn up this area really is. Because judging by the pictures that I apparently do not have up at the moment, the place has been absolutely fucking shredded. Like that. Yeah, the middle of Gaza looks like this. A good majority of it looks like this. So I think it's interesting that, you know, they show us this. There we go. And they have just kept these old pictures up there. So you'll be like, oh, look, all the buildings are fine. Everything's fine. Do you know how bad the situation has to be that even Google is complicit in this by like not updating the photography for the area? Because if we could go and look at this and see how many of these buildings are wiped out and how much rubble and dust and everything there is and how all the buildings are gone, I think we would be horrified. But that is a heck of a far leap from this. You always remember, Google is not your friend. It's handy sometimes, but it's not your friend. I thought I'd share that tidbit. And also, a little thing about this is that around those areas is where the central part of Gaza is where a lot of the soup kitchens and stuff, or what little food gets in, is oftentimes kept. So that way people can come and get their food every day, or get some at least. So if they're saying that missiles are being launched from near where those soup kitchens are set up, it's going to give them an excuse to launch more missiles at those refugees, which is something they have been doing. Like we've seen plenty of footage where they attack the food supply coming in when all the people are there trying to get food. All right. Sirens were heard in the city surrounding areas located about 10 kilometers from Gaza. According to the military, one missile was intercepted and the other fell in an open area in the Negev desert. Sounds like they can't shoot for shit, which is kind of wild. There is no reports of casualties from the attack. It's weird how that's a common theme. Like, let's see how often we can find that. But we got to, of course, add a little something like that. So that way it knows what we're talking about. No casualties reported. No civilians killed. Almost all of these will say no reports of casualties. There was no reports of casualties. These are all different dates. No reports of casualties. Isn't it weird? Yeah. Hezbollah, let's see. Bursts of violence with no reported serious casualties. Huh. Oh, this one actually does say there's a report of, oh, yeah, that's their strike on Rafah. So when Israel struck, there was mass casualties. But it's weird how they say that when Hamas does it, there's no casualties. I find that a very odd pattern. You know? I mean, even if you're bad at aiming, you're bound to get something. I would think. Yeah, we know this whole story. Since October, the Israeli army has been conducting military operations in Gaza, which is ongoing. We know that. On December 26th, Hamas and Israel exchanged accusations over the delay in the ceasefire, which had been previously agreed upon. Hamas claimed that Israel has imposed additional conditions, while Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu accused the group of deviating from the agreement that had already been made. Also, last week, IDF forces eliminated the head of Hamas's security department, which they say they do all the time, and he had been hiding in a command center located in a former school. Oh, for heaven's sakes. It doesn't make sense that they would hide somewhere they know it's going to be the first place bombed by Israel. And actually, I'm curious. Let's see how often this headline. Let's make it the head of Hamas. How often something like that pops up. Dates on this would be nice. Took out the head of Hamas September 28th. Confirms it killed Hamas leader December 23rd. Hamas government head among 3 killed October 3rd. Hamas leader killed October 17th. Military leader killed August 1st. See how they always say they kill a military leader? Like all the time. That's their thing. So somehow the Hamas can't hit shit, but they kill a leader every time. But come on. This one doesn't have a date on it. Israeli forces kill Hamas commander August the 30th. Israel Defense Forces elimination of Hamas November 2nd. Yeah. November 6th, IDF eliminates head of Hamas. See how they always claim they've killed a leader every time? Like, it's hard to believe that. Come on. I mean, statistically, that's just not likely. Anyway, so now that we've seen that bit, our last article of the night. Excuse me. FBI says it thwarted a apparent plot against AIPAC. Well, okay. This is some weird shit too. Wait till you hear it. This one I actually did read up on like a little bit because usually I just check out the headline and then we just read it together, so it's new for both of us. This one I actually cheated and I did read a little bit on it. The FBI thwarted an apparent plot to harm employees at a Florida office of the American Israeli Public Affairs Committee. According to court documents filed Monday, law enforcement arrested Forrest Kendall Pemberton, sounds fancy, after he allegedly traveled to Plantation, Florida in search of AIPAC's office with several firearms, including an AR-15. They hate that rifle. The government does, so they'll always mention that. Always. Pemberton told police he went to the site of the former AIPAC office, apparently not even a current one, to scout out the location before returning with firearms. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, hold on. So law enforcement said that he traveled with several firearms, including an AR-15. And now it's saying that he went and scouted out the location before returning with firearms. Well, that's odd, because if he had scouted the place, then he would already know it was a former AIPAC office and not a current one. So I feel like that's a bit contradictory. He was intercepted in a rideshare vehicle carrying guns on December 25th, the first night of Hanukkah. Actually, I thought the first night of Hanukkah was December 18th. I thought. Oh, well, whatever, right? Anyway, so this saying that he was going to come back with weapons sounds like he shouldn't have had them on him. So that's kind of weird. But he was intercepted in a rideshare. How wild. A rideshare? Bruh. And he was intercepted as well. So that's kind of interesting. While the court documents do not explicitly name AIPAC as the target, they described it as an organization that advocates and lobbies for pro-Israel policies. Well, that would be fucking it, wouldn't it? Pemberton's father contacted law enforcement on December 23rd to notify them that his son had left home, leaving behind a letter that he wanted to close the loop, stoke the flames, and say goodbye to his family. Well, that's interesting. So they contacted law enforcement on the 23rd, and he was caught on the 25th. Okay. So where did he go? Where was he those 2 days? Pemberton's thought. Okay, yeah, we got that part. His computer showed searches and Google Map queries for AIPAC and its former plantation office, as well as the IRS, Taxpaying Assistance Center, and the IRS Appeals and Chief Counsel Office. Well, I mean, I know they're trying to make him sound bad, but this part's actually, I'm like, yeah, I can kind of see how he'd feel this way. Oh, here we go. Pemberton checked into a hotel just 2 miles away from the AIPAC's former office on December 22nd. He checked out on December 23rd and was traced to a Tallahassee hotel the next day, where he was seen on December 25th entering a rideshare with an apparent soft rifle case. Hold on. Let me see this real quick. So his dad contacted law enforcement on the 23rd that his son had left home. But he checked in to a hotel the day before that. Okay. Did he live with his dad? Because wouldn't he have noticed his son before, on the 22nd, not the 23rd? I don't know, whatever. He told police he chose AIPAC as his target because, well, that's weird because it said that he hadn't, wait a minute, wait, back up. While the court documents do not explicitly name AIPAC as the target, but it says here that he did specifically say he chose AIPAC as his target. Okay. There's because of his political influence and location, saying that he was frustrated with the status quo and wanted to see if he could make a change. See, I think a lot of this is being done to scare you into not trying to do this. Because people know how we feel. A lot of us feel. Maybe not you specifically, but us in general. A lot of people feel about, the lobbyists having the government and everything else. So I think in some ways they're putting stuff out here like this so that you'll be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. Never mind. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you should. I'm just saying that I think it's being used as a deterrent. However, Pemberton said that he ultimately decided against committing criminal action. It would have been a one-way ticket in plantation. I decided I wasn't ready. I gave up. Really? Oh, no. So he was intercepted in a rideshare, according to the FBI, on his way to this location. Now it's saying it would have been a one-way ticket, and I decided I wasn't ready. I gave up. Now, hold up. Oh, you know what I think happened? Okay. So we know how the FBI likes to set people up to do this kind of shit. So if what he's saying is true, then that means he was probably given all the stuff to do this with, and then backed out at the last minute and decided he didn't want to go through with it, and they fucking got him for it. They decided to arrest him and swoop in and act like, hey, look, we saved y'all from this, when they probably set this up, and he decided he didn't want to actually be all MK Ultra. Because that's weird. It would have been a one-way ticket, and so he bought a two-way ticket instead of a one-way. When he bought that two-way ticket, that's probably when the FBI realized that he wasn't going to go through with it. Now, don't you find that interesting as shit? Because I sure do. Well, I don't know if it's a one-way train ticket or bus ticket. I don't know. They don't clarify that part. But I do find it awfully interesting that he decided he wasn't ready and he gave up. So I think he was probably set up to go and do this. He was probably encouraged. Remember that article I showed you a few minutes ago where somebody had a federal guy, a federal informant, pretending to be his friend for years? Who's to say this guy wasn't put up to it by a fake friend hired by the FBI? And at the last minute, this kid decided, you know what? I don't want to do this. I don't want to go through with it. And they figured, well, shit, we just wasted all that money to get him to do this. Let's arrest him now and act like we stopped him. Because think about this. Right here, he said, where is it? He said, ultimately, he decided against doing it. He decided he wasn't going to do it. He didn't want to go through with it. But they said the FBI thwarted an apparent plot. It's funny how the FBI always thwarts stuff, but like, So if the guy decided against it and decided he wasn't going to do this, they didn't thwart shit then, did they? So, yeah. I will copy this and put this into the chat for y'all. And then if y'all feel like it, absolutely correct. Fuck them indeed. But I will put this in here. Oh, and it's a very good opinion. I do like it. I share the same. One-way train. Yeah. So but it looks like he got a one-way, he got a two-way ticket because he said if he was going to go through it, he would have got a one-way ticket. So when he got there, I think he was thinking he was going to back out anyway. So it's possible he was pushed into stuff like this. Let's see. Let me see if I can find an article. Like, video. So that's a pain in the ass. Nope. I'm trying to remember where all my shit's at. Would it be in this? Because one of the, when I make that little intro video, one of the things in the video is a screenshot of the FBI having apparently tried to get somebody who's mentally delayed to pledge their allegiance to ISIS and to go commit crimes that they try to put him up to. So, hold on a second, kiddos. Apparently, Whole Foods has a better price on strawberries than Walmart does. My daughter has now informed me of that, and I'm stunned. But, what? So instead of being red pilled, you're just pink pilled? Is that what you're saying? But, I wish I had. But in my little outro, I don't know if I can pause it or not. But there should be, this one or maybe another one has a screenshot of it. And I will try to look it up and if I remember to, and show you where the FBI likes to do this shit. But yeah, I think this guy was set up to do this and he got scared and backed out. And they figured, fuck, we might as well swoop in and get him now because if he goes home, it's going to look awful silly. So, but I do wonder how he got the weapons and like what his mode of travel was. Because you can't just take like rifles on a bus, you know, because he said it would have been a one-way ticket. So let's see if it actually says where he's from. Law enforcement after he traveled to Plantation, Florida. It doesn't say where he's from though. Let's see if we can find like where he's at. Gainesville. Okay, so he's a Gainesville man. All right, so he went from Texas to Florida. And he had a ticket to do so because he said, so was it a bus ticket? It couldn't be a plane ticket. How would he have gotten the weapons on board? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to say how he traveled? Let's see. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. The Justice Department charged Pemberton with a count of stalking on Monday for allegedly planning a. I didn't know about that. But let's see. He went missing in Gainesville, Florida. I thought he meant Gainesville, Texas. My bad. There's too many Gainesville, apparently. Gainesville, Florida. Apparently with firearms. Okay. So did he drive in a car there? Because, I mean, that would be kind of weird since he had to get a ride share thing. Let's see. Relatives told the FBI at Pemberton had withdrawn money from 4 ATMs in Plantation on December 23rd, and that he had searched for an address on Pine Island Road in Plantation. The FBI's investigation revealed that's the address of a former office address for the pro-Israel organization, and found that Pemberton was logged into a computer at a hotel less than 2 miles from that site. And think about this. The fact that the FBI can know that you're logged into a computer at a hotel, because it does make you wonder how, because other people could be using that hotel computer too. So how do they know it was him that was logged into that? You see what I'm saying? Not to say it's not true, but the idea that you can sit in front of your computer and be logged in doing something and they know it's you and not somebody else in the house. Think about how nosy that has to be. And this is a computer at a hotel where anybody could technically use it. And withdrawing money from 4 ATMs in Plantation. Well, that's a dumb thing to do. If you're ever like on the lam like that and you're trying to hide out, use the ATM like not at your destination. Use the ATM, get your money together before you get to your destination. And don't do it along the way, because then it points the direction of where you're going. Don't do that. Like before you leave town, go to some ATMs in your area, then go. So there's not an electronic trail of where you're going. Again, I'm not telling anybody to do this. I just don't want to see your names in the news because you did something stupid, okay? And apparently had a Gale rifle, and they had to add the third one is an Israeli-made weapon. That would be ironic as fuck, actually. I'm not saying to do it. I'm just saying that would be a hint of irony to that. But so I guess maybe, I don't know. They're not saying how he got there. I don't even know how far apart they are. Hey, I know where that is in Florida. You're the one I was going to ask. How far is Plantation, Florida from Gainesville, Florida? As soon as I realized, I thought about it, I'm like, wait, you would know. Like, because you probably drive that all the time. So, yeah. But again, even if he drove there, did he take a ride share all the way there to the hotel and then get like another ride share to go to this office? Or what was going on? Like, that's kind of weird because he said he backed out. So if he was getting the ride share, he might have been going home. But it's still kind of weird that you're going to be getting into a ride share with a rifle case. That's kind of odd, in my opinion. So, I don't know. It's about 3 to 4 hours. Okay. Huh. So, how did he get there? Because he got the ride share while he was there. So, who gave him a ride? Because, like I said, there's no way you'd just be able to walk onto a Greyhound bus with like a rifle case under your arm. People would kind of fucking notice. You sure as hell wouldn't get it on a plane. Although 3 or 4 hours seems silly for a plane. Well, I mean, I guess you could for a plane ride. I guess. So, I don't know. I feel like this was some weird shit. I think they set him up to do this and he got scared. That is my best bet on that. Let's see. Yep, that's about it. So, all right. Lady Mist, meow meow. Hey, so glad to see you. We're always glad when you're here. Do I have anything else to show y'all? The guy that was accused of doing the New Orleans thing. I think that's pretty much covered. Where it happened. Got that covered. I think we got that covered too. So yeah, I think we got it all. So, all right. I love you guys, and I always appreciate you coming by and listening to me bitch complain. And again, I may not always be right about this stuff. I mean, I do see some patterns, but the point is always question the narrative. Always look and say, hey, why is this way? Sometimes it's the little weird things. So, I love y'all. Lurker missed. But, okay. Anyway, let me get a little song. Like I said, I don't really like it. Pause it in the middle of it playing. I don't think I can. But at some point, I will try to remember to find that screenshot if I can't, Anyway, I love y'all. I thank y'all so much for coming to visit. Aw. And I will try to find a good movie for us to watch soon.
Welcome to the ship show. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery, 'cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber.
Oh, actually, yeah, it's about the 4th or 5th video clip is one of the examples I'm talking about. So you'll have to count it.
Welcome to the ship show. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery, 'cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of clots. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, hey, what the fuck? And then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery.